Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for mid-April right through to mid-May 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But before I even start, I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing your reading. And I'm seeing someone holding a flag and it says Team Scorpio. So that's really wonderful. That's unusual to come up there, but I'm seeing someone flying a flag. So it could be that you are promoting yourself or perhaps backing yourself. Maybe you're establishing yourself at something. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not really sure why it's just popped up there. Normally it's connected to something, but that's what I can see in the water, so I have to give you what I can see. Let's get to your reading. So thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? Oh my gosh, your first card is a flag. Okay, I mean, I'm not surprised because I work really closely with my guides there. But this is, you know, something reaching a conclusion that's going to be really positive. Maybe you're being fast-tracked in something there. Let's go to the rest of the energy before we start. We have the empty nest. It's in the resistance position, so that's a really good position for it to be in. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know regarding their career and money situation? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? We have optical illusion and we have the sword and scales. Okay, so I definitely see a lot of you. There's going to be paperwork. There's going to be, you know, running errands, writing things down, signing things off, emails, texts, phone calls. You're in a very administrative task kind of energy. Some of you may even also be creating some sort of financial structure, okay, or even business structure. I definitely see that you're going to be structured anyway, but I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect all to the energy. I mean, with that optical illusion card, it can indicate that you're doing something behind the scenes as well there. You could be working on something in stealth mode or off grid. You know, I definitely see here that you're living your truth, you're structuring something, and I feel like, you know, there may be some legal thing going on there as well. So we'll tap into that in a moment. We have the 5 of Swords. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? We have the 8 of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups. Something new coming on in here that you're going to be loving. Okay, something offered. 5 of Swords, you got a lot on your plate right now. You have a lot on your to-do list, but I definitely see that structure is going to work really well for you right now. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know regarding their circumstances at this moment in time? 6 of Wands, a lot of success, accomplishment. I mean, I feel like you're already quite established at whatever it is that you do, okay? But there's more to come. There is more progress here. Some of you could be launching something new. Knight of Cups, I mean, there's something being offered or launched here. There's going to be some sort of reward for your efforts. And I feel things will balance out as well. You know, we got the 10 of Cups. Something really rewarding here. Something really fulfilling. I also get this energy of some sort of door being open for you, like a portal of opportunity to either join a group of people or kind of like, you know, sit at the winner's table. That's what I'm being given. I got to be instinctive about this as well. That's what I'm being given. So it could be an award or a ceremony or some sort of group. Some of you may have even applied to join some sort of like industry event, or, you know, I just feel like there's some sort of integration here where you mix with like-minded people, but you're being welcomed in to some sort of opportunity or even getting an award. It's like you're at the winner's table. Okay, so I'm not sure what else I'm being given with that. So I'm going to move away from the energy and I'm going to look at the cards of what I can see. I mean, a lot of you right now, this is all about your passion, your drive, your tenacity, of course, about how you feel like you're making a difference in your working environment. I mean, you don't have any pentacle cards, so this can indicate, of course, money is important. We all need it to pay the bills. But more than anything, you are looking at where you're valued right now and you're keeping locked on to your vision, overcoming any obstacles and triumphing over, you know, all of the obstacles in order to win something, I mean, or be victorious. Six of Wands is the winner's table. It is literally you being seen or appreciated for your skill set, especially when you feel undervalued. With that Five of Swords, you may feel there's a lot of power play in your industry. You may feel there's nepotism, or you may feel some things have been a little bit unfair recently. And I feel like you're kind of like, you know, leading with integrity. Some of you, not all of you, but I am getting an energy that some of you, if you had to walk away from a very challenging environment, you walked away from a job, or perhaps you were unfairly dismissed, I feel for some of you, you could be taking this to court, okay? Because you do have the legal scales right there, the swords of justice. I feel this is about you doing what you feel is right, leading with integrity. But because we have the optical illusion there, the optical illusion can indicate that some of you, there's something going on behind the scenes and it will come to light and you could be fairly compensated for it, okay? So if you're going through a process right now of legalities regarding a previous employer, you know, lead with integrity, speak your truth, document everything, make sure it is dated, timed, what was said, what went down, have all the proof, the receipts, all the things like that, because I feel like you're going to be offered something in the way of compensation. And, you know, there could even be this energy where it won't even make it to court because they may try to settle outside of court, okay? Because we do have the empty nest energy, so I just feel like they may not show up or they may try to settle outside of court, okay? So that's coming through really strongly with the energy that I am feeling and seeing in the cards. Now, it can be that they're trying to hide something else. Okay, so they just don't want to draw attention to any other discrepancies or anything else to their company. And that's why they're kind of like, you know, settling outside and not drawing attention. So that's something that's coming out. Now, of course, if some of you have come to this reading and you're currently out of a job or you're searching for a new role, I mean, I feel like, you know, there is some change here. The checkered flag can indicate a milestone of moving on to something else. I actually feel like two things are offered to you, something that is like a starting position or something new, something that you'll be really curious about, actually. It feels like you have a lot of skills in that area, but it still feels new. It feels like you'd be exploring it or learning as you go. But also we've got a Knight of Cups energy. So something else that has a little bit more status is being offered to you as well. Something that integrates you a little bit more. This could be working for a company for some of you, but it could also be, you know, the dream job. So I feel like there's two roles coming in, and I feel like you're encouraged, obviously, to follow your heart, but just see how you feel when you go for the interview, if you are interviewing at this time, because instinctively, there is this energy where you feel that there are some, I'm just being given the word negligible behaviors behind the scene. So for some of you, you may literally show up to this interview and either the security desk or the reception desk is like unmanned, for example. It could be that there's no one there. And this gives you an energy of how they are representing. Of course, it can be just a moment, like someone was busy. They're super busy behind the scenes going off, but it feels like the first point of call has been left unattended. So it could be that either there's a lot of like hiring and firing going on in that industry, or it could be that they are like under pressure and doing many different tasks and many different roles because there's some redundancies going on. So I'm just getting this energy of like there are signs and you may intuitively pick up on these signs and think, you know what, this is not a place I want to work at. Okay, so just trust your intuition. There's two roles. I feel there's one that you're absolutely going to love. Okay, it's a dream job opportunity. You just feel so welcomed. You actually feel that you can make a difference at this working environment. And I feel like you'll sign a contract. Okay, I definitely see here with this swords and scales. I do apologize for the dog barking. My neighbor has a new dog and it's not really like taking to the neighborhood very well. It's not really socialized, so when it sees a person, it kind of like is a little bit protective, so it will continue to be protective until such time as the owner will, our neighbor will take the dog inside. So just be mindful. I've got a microphone there which is like protecting the sound, so perhaps you can't hear it as loud as I can because it's literally just outside my window, but you know, I do apologize for the interruption there. But what I'm seeing here is a contract being signed. Okay, so a lot of you will be signing on the dotted line. Make sure you read the fine print, because again, the optical illusion card, it says something is not what it seems. So it could be that there is something mentioned in the interview that doesn't get put in the contract. Okay, so it could be that they're like talking about your benefits or something that you could have after a certain period of time of working in the company, and you're like, oh, that sounds like a great deal. It's like they win you over in the interview, because remember, you're not just going for an interview to win them over. You're someone who's very talented, very skilled at what you do, and they have to win you over as well. So there could be something here where, you know, there is kind of like something omitted from the contract, or something that you may have to question. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. So if you're going for a role, I would just read the fine print, of course, very important there. Interesting, because my guides, I mean, I'm being given snakes and ladders with this card. I mean, there is literally a ladder there. There's no snake in this card, but I'm being given this snakes and ladders kind of feel to it. So, I mean, some of you, it can be that, you know, your industry is changing. Snakes represent transformation. Whether you're in a job right now or not, it could be that, you know, your industry is changing and you're trying to move up the ladder in whatever industry it is that you're in. But you may feel that there's a lot of like power play, for example, or people trying to win at all costs, or, you know, people who are quite toxic in their approach to their work. And I feel like you will win the day because you're leading with integrity, with honesty, your truth. You know, you're authentic at whatever it is that you do, and you're very, very gifted indeed. So, you know, let people do their power play, you know, confront them if you have to, document everything. But I would say that, you know, you win the day because you are someone who has raw talent and you can't fake that. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there as well. Okay, now, because your first card is a protagonist energy, I feel like a lot of you are like closing deals, or you are kind of like finishing projects. You know, this is a flag, a checkered flag, which means something is coming to a conclusion. So it can be that, oh, I didn't even realize that. It literally says verdict and settled. Okay, so some of you, if you are going through some sort of legality, it can be that it's settled. I mean, some of you could be like launching your own business, so you're creating a legal structure, for example, and you're applying for a permit, or you're applying for something that will help you with your industry, and it's settled. You get the deal, you get the verdict. Okay, but because we have the optical illusion card, I would say that perhaps, you know, you can test something, or you kind of question something and then get it in writing. I would say whatever industry you work in, definitely get something in writing this month or over the next couple of weeks. I mean, always get it, but I just feel there is something here that could go amiss that you may have to revisit or challenge. Okay, now I do see that you're very productive no matter what industry you're in. I feel like you're busy doing, but you're also creating some sort of structure, you know, because we have the checkered flag there, and number 9 can be an ending energy. It can be that you've been in a very fast-paced energy for quite some time. You've had a lot on your plate. You've been like go, go, go. You've been juggling, multitasking, and I feel this is basically something coming to an end, something completed. So it could be that you are rescheduling how you work, for example. It could be that you are completing a task that was really hard and a lot of pressure, or you're getting into some sort of like energy where you're getting ready for the new task or responsibility, because you have a beginning here, but you also have an ending. So a lot of you could be dealing with beginnings and endings in your industry. Now, this could be contracts. A lot of you on a personal level, it could be that you're looking at expiry dates on service providers, contracts, maybe even visa, passport, if you're thinking about traveling and having a break, or even if you're trying to like get a visa for work overseas. Some of you may be wanting to migrate your business, or you may be trying to be a little bit more nomadic, because this is a card that basically starts and ends cars like flying around a track, right? A racetrack energy. So it can be that some of you are trying to make progress on something and you finalize it. But what I do see here is a lot of you could be looking at rolling contracts or sourcing better deals during this period in order to make your working environment run smoothly. I mean, this is if you're in a career. I mean, if you are currently just here just for the money energy to see what's going on there, some of you could be closing down an account because it's just not really fruitful. Perhaps you may be like moving your money around a little bit. Some of you may even hear of some local financial institutions and closures. This could be branches. This could be like things that we've been seeing a lot recently. It could be because everything's done online, but also it could be that there's a move towards, you know, some different currency, for example, in the future. But I feel a lot of you are protecting your finances. But, you know, this is a card of like finishing something and being on to the next. I definitely see here that you're ticking a lot off your to-do list. So, you know, for some of you, I mean, literally says here, finishing first, achievement, culmination, final chapter. I mean, some of you could be writing a book and it's the final chapter you're on. I mean, you've got the Six of Wands. You're definitely going to celebrate something. You're being noticed for whatever it is that you're doing. You're making an impact, and this is success. So success is coming in. You finish first. You're at the winner's table. That's the energy that I've got here. I feel like there is an energy that you are someone who towers above everybody else in terms of your skill set. But a lot of you could like work behind the scenes. You don't shout about your talent. You don't promote yourself. It can be that, you know, you quietly just move on to the next thing and you are accumulating wealth and opportunity. But if you're just focused on the money right now rather than career, I feel some of you are like, we've got the empty nest there. Some of you could be moving home or saving for a prosperous move there. I definitely see here that you could be signing some sort of like deeds on a property there. I would also say don't feel pressurized into signing anything and get all the usual checks if you're like purchasing a property there. Just because we have that optical illusion, it's giving me some serious Seven of Swords vibes. So I just want you to be aware of that. But I feel like you're going to find a property that you absolutely love, that's going to benefit you and your family, for example. But a lot of you, this could be that, you know, you are thinking about new money-making ideas, because of course we do have that influential moon energy in Taurus, and it is going to make a lot of people think about manifesting more money, making actual moves towards restructuring their finances so they get better interest rates or better deals, but also to capitalize and build on whatever it is that you have already. A lot of you, because this is a checkered flag, it could be that you're thinking about retirement, you know, the end of your working environment, and, you know, setting yourself up for a win, that you've accomplished so much, and you may suddenly decide, actually, I've decided that I want to retire now. So I do see here that you may be asked to stay on a little bit more. So there may be a negotiation. If you work for a company, for example, and you've given in a date where you're like, okay, you know what, I'm thinking about retiring, you know, they may try to like negotiate you to stay for a little bit just to train someone. Or, I mean, you probably will say, well, this is my date, so I can train the person before the date, right? But it could be that they either don't find someone before the date, or it could be that they ask you to stay on, is something I see there. But you may be really like savvy and say, okay, I'll stay on, but for a price. So you may actually increase your fee of whatever it is that you get in order to stay on, but make sure you get it in writing. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there as well, because there is a potential for a misunderstanding. They may just misunderstand that you love the job and you would love to stay on with no extra finances. But I feel like you will negotiate a better deal there. Fair deal is what I see. Now, of course, for some of you, this could be that you're working like super hard right now in order to focus on things like your pension or your 401k. Of course, there have been some major fluctuations in the economic market that I did mention would occur over this period. And, you know, we've had some real kind of like drops there. The empty nest energy there, it could be that some of you are worried about your 401ks or your pension pots at this time, because there may have been like a major dip that wiped out some of those finances there. We also have the Knight of Cups energy and the Eight of Wands. So it will stagnate at that position for a while, but it will rebuild. The Eight of Wands will be movement towards a better time or a commitment to change. We'll see things elevate again. Eight of Wands is actually a really positive energy, and we do have the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So, you know, you've got like a foundational kind of energy going to a higher energy there. So aces tend to be the start, or, you know, perhaps the lowest denominator of cups that you could get in the deck. And then you've got a Ten of Cups there. So it will elevate over time. I want you to be aware of that. But of course, there can be some like things going on behind the scenes that perhaps people are not aware of. I'm not really sure. And I'm not really tapping into any specific country's kind of economic turmoils right now. The world is going through some radical changes financially, but I want you to be aware that these will be corrected. Justice will happen. The truth will out on whatever is going on in terms of fluctuations, and there will be like an even balance. Okay, so you know that card can indicate that partnered with this one, things will be fair again, or it says here, by the book, making amends, fair, even play, equity, even keel. Okay, if you're worried, of course, always check with a financial advisor. Very important there for you to check that. And see where your options are. But I do see things will take a turn for the positive. Okay, so it may stagnate for a little bit, but it will shift. So that's something that's coming out. I can only give you what I can see in the energy at this moment in time, because timelines, of course, shift, but that's what I can see in this present moment. But as you can see here, this is a card where it could indicate some of you are deciding to leave a position. Okay, so some of you may have hit a glass ceiling. Especially with that Six of Wands, it can be that you've come as far as you can. Perhaps, you know, you are at the top of your game in some area, or you feel like you've completed a task or responsibility, or you have something up and running that can basically tick over itself, and you feel like there's a need to diversify or launch something new, or perhaps go in a new direction. So some of you, this could be like the end of a role or the end of a position, because you've reached the position you wanted to reach. So it's like a lot of you could be getting a promotion, for example, because the Ace of Cups here is something being offered, something that you will love, something that makes you feel like you're making a difference. And, you know, I feel there could be greater status here as well. There'll be greater money, but I feel it's in time. Okay, so it could be that you are asked to do something where the money will stagnate for a period of time, but then it will increase. It could be an increase with inflation, for example, could be a small raise that will increase over time. For some of you, this could also be that you're like done. You're so fed up where you're at because there's a lot of pressure on you, and you know, you're not afraid of pressure, but at the same time, you need to know that you're making a difference in your industry and that you are flourishing in your career and that things are heading in the right direction. So it can indicate that a lot of you are like, I'm done. You're giving in your notice. If that's you, I feel like you're going to be missed. This empty nest energy indicates that a lot of you, you know, you are a linchpin in some industry and they are going to miss your presence. But however, looking at the Five of Swords, I feel like they should have basically respected you and what you bring to the table of your career. You know, it's a little bit too late is what I see there. I feel like you're making some adjustments in your career right now and you're moving on, you're in pole position, and the Eight of Wands indicates progress. After a period of stagnating at a certain position or making you feel like you're in like a position where nothing has changed, or it just feels like you're frustrated because either there's been some delays or you feel that, you know, there has been no opportunities available to you at this moment in time, but that's all about to change, okay? Now, even if you're an entrepreneur, it can be that, you know, you're busy finalizing things, making deals. I do get this energy because I'm hearing a song, a very famous song by Stevie Wonder, Signed, Sealed, Delivered. I'm yours. Okay, now, of course, I think that's a romantic song. I'm not really sure, but I'm being given this energy of a deal or finalizing something, getting in the line for something new, okay? Signed, sealed, delivered, new contract, I'm yours. It could be that you are partnering up with something. It could be a social media platform. If you are getting something online, it could be a permit to practice something, for example. I just feel whatever it is you're trying to accomplish at this time, you accomplish it. And there is a good deal here. And I mean, some of you could be like needing a proof of delivery on something over the next coming weeks, or you have to send something that requires some sort of tracking number, especially if it's connected to visa, passport, or something work related. That's coming through there as well. If you are in shipping, for example, there could be someone who basically claims that they did not get the item and they want either compensation or, thank you so much, I'm so grateful, or they want you to resend the product, okay? Now, I feel there's an energy here of waiting for a little bit, because what I see here is that either this has been delivered to the wrong address, or a neighbor has picked it up in error, and I feel they could actually like knock on this person's door and say, oh, hey, we took this in error, or this was delivered to us in error, but I was away. So I feel just give it some time. So if you're someone who sends things out and someone comes to you and says, oh, you know what, I didn't get it, or where's my item, just give it a bit of a breath, okay? Maybe give it a week or a week and a half and just wait, because I feel it will show up. Okay, and that way you get your money and you're not sending something else out or giving compensation, because then you'd be losing out. So that's something that's coming out there as well. Okay, now if you are looking for a new role, I definitely see one coming on in. I've mentioned that already. So even if you're in a role right now, but you're thinking about giving in your resignation, or you're shopping around for a new opportunity, there's definitely two coming in. You'll have to choose, as I mentioned, same as I mentioned before. There's one that feels like it's a little bit negligent, or it just feels like they are not as hungry for the industry. It feels a little bit sleepy, as I'm picking up right now, and I feel like that's not your energy. I feel like there's a really exciting pace to the one that you choose, okay? Now, the Five of Swords, this is your protagonist energy, so this can indicate that some of you, you know, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, you know, I did see that image of flying Team Scorpio, okay, with that flag. And I feel this is about you having confidence in your skill set. You're actually someone who is very talented, someone who stands out in your industry. But with this Five of Swords, you know, this can be an energy of insecurity sometimes. So it can be that some of you, you know, even though you're successful or you've reached a certain level, it can be that there is imposter syndrome. Okay, so just watch some of those thoughts. Believe in yourself, really back yourself, promote yourself. This is a great time for it. I see opportunities coming on in for you that are right for you at this time. But also the Five of Swords, it can indicate that, yes, you've been under a lot of pressure. But if you really look at this particular card, okay, Five of Swords can indicate that, of course, you know, there's a lot going on right now. There's challenge, and some of you may have even been promised something that perhaps hasn't been delivered yet. You know, that song just came up, so I feel like it will be delivered. So it could be that if your boss, for example, or if you work for a company, someone's promised you something and it hasn't been delivered, I feel there could be some processes or some legalities or some sort of structure that needed to happen before you actually got the role, and there is some sort of setback or delay on it. Doesn't mean it's not happening, it just means that there is a delay. There's something going on behind the scenes that perhaps you're not privy to at this time. However, you will get it. Okay, so if someone's promised you a promotion, or even if you're an entrepreneur and someone has promised you information or a deal or a product, or you've purchased something, it will show up eventually. But of course, I feel like you could give them a little bit of a nudge, okay, a diplomatic nudge there as well. Now, I want you to look at that card, because as you can see there, this crystal ball can be like a measure of the future, okay? And for some of you, I mean, this card is literally like you're making waves and you're doing things differently. If you see the waves here, this is like a peak, okay? So I feel some of you, you know, you're either carving out a market or a niche for yourself. You're making waves in your industry. You're doing things differently. And sometimes that can be challenging. Sometimes people want to challenge you as well. They may see that you are capable of much success and they want a piece of your pie, okay? So just watch out for that. Whoever did not support you, during your struggles and your hard work does not deserve a place at your success table. And I definitely see here that there is something that you wished for. Literally, there is a genie's lamp right there, but the Six of Wands indicates you put in the hard work. You know, you've been diligently working towards something, and this can be that you're an influencer. I mean, some of you may literally be influencing your industry by doing something bold and maverick. And, you know, it's really hard to brainstorm new ideas, keep relevant, stay ahead of the competition, but you're about it and you're doing something different, or you're putting a spin on your industry or whatever it is that you do that sets you apart, because this is the card of being set apart, where people are watching you, watching your rise. You know, this is a card of victory, triumph. For some of you, if you want to be in the public eye, you know, this is a perfect time for you to tap into an opportunity that's coming your way that will thrust you into the limelight. Okay, for some of you, if you are in a very competitive arena, because of course this looks like a fast track energy, I feel like you could get an opportunity that helps you miss a few steps in your industry and like fast track into a higher position. But I feel for some of you, it feels like you're taking a stepping stone position first before that fast track opportunity comes in, okay? Now, of course, depending on the industry that you're in, I feel you have to apply it to your situation, but the Six of Wands is be confident in yourself. There's something to celebrate here with this card. You know, this is about you being locked onto your goals, achieving those goals. It means you're seeing results in where you invest your energy, okay? And there will be prosperity there as well. So some of you are literally going to get a promotion, okay? Something that you're going to love, something that you can nurture over time. If you're an entrepreneur, this could be a client, could be a deal, could be an opportunity that comes in to expand your reach, either overseas. Some of you are literally, you know, leaving a place because you feel you've done what you can there and now you're on to something else. I mean, if you are someone who is an entrepreneur and you rent your own office, for example, could be that you find better working offices somewhere else for a better deal, or it could be that you're integrating a little bit more, because I feel like the where is changing, if that makes sense. It feels like where you work. So wherever it is that you work, there could be some refurbishments, or you could actually be relocating for some of you. It could be a branch that is relocating there as well. So even if you work for a company, I just feel some sort of refurbishment going on, or some sort of like change there. But coming back to your personal energy, the crystal ball is like a vision of the future. You are brainstorming new ideas. I feel, you know, there is an energy here of tension and conflict, which of course means you're under a lot of pressure, but this pressure is helping you carve out that place in the world, in your industry, that sets you apart. So I feel some of you are like looking at how you work, maybe even delegating things that you don't like about your industry, maybe getting an accountant, for example, or perhaps like getting an assistant, or finding a way to utilize your time more efficiently. Some of you are also swatting up and getting new information. You may be like learning for a test. There could be some sort of test going on there, especially since we have a checkered flag that's connected to cars. This could be something that is car related. So maybe you're learning to drive. Maybe part of a new industry requires you to drive, or you're going to get a company car, for example, with this new role. For some of you, this is literally just getting a qualification, so you can step into an arena where you are already above the competition. You're knowledgeable, and I feel that this is an indication that you're going to be very happy over the next coming weeks and months. If you're launching something, I see it expanding. I see opportunities to build on whatever it is that you have already. Now, of course, we have the empty nest. Eggs tend to represent new start, okay? And because there are no new eggs there, but it's in the resistance position, so it's the opposite basically. So I feel lots of new ideas, hatching new plans. When you have an ending, of course, there's always a new beginning. So some of you could be launching a new way of working, a new approach, maybe even utilizing new software, new hardware when it comes to computer programs, or utilizing a new system that helps things be more efficient. I feel like you're going to love the new system. However, with the optical illusion thing there, I feel there could be some confusion at first. It just feels like, oh, this is like new, it's like troubling, it feels like it's not easy to use. Some of you may actually have to read the manual. You know, if you're one of those people who read the manual already, then you'll be fine. But it could be that, you know, you have to kind of like program it. I'm being given this energy of program something first to really like set you up for your needs. So it could be that, you know, it gives you a bit of a headache or a conundrum at first, but then you get to grips with it. I mean, it could literally be a new cell phone. For example, every time, you know, they help me try and upgrade my cell phone because, you know, I've had mine for such a long time, like years and years and years, to the point where it's just not working anymore because there's so many upgrades and it's just like, it's so archaic. It's like, it doesn't work anymore. And they kind of nudge you to get an upgrade. For example, I'm like looking at the cell phone like, well, what do I do with this? Where's my stuff? I don't know. I get really like overwhelmed with new things, okay? Especially when it's technology, because I always feel like I'm going to break it, or, you know, I'm going to do the wrong thing, wipe stuff. So, you know, it could be that you're dealing with something like that over the next coming weeks. But I see a lot of you actually utilizing new kind of technology or new apps in order to strategize financial structures to help your working environment work smoother. There's a more time efficient energy here as well. But as you can see here, we have vacant, beginning, separation, making some adjustments, new life, graduating. So some of you could literally be upskilling, graduating, getting a certification or qualification to upgrade your skill set, but also upgrade your pay grade. So I definitely see here that you're springboarding towards something exciting. I mean, the first words there are moving on. So a lot of you could be moving on to a new project, but also to a new way of working or even a new place. Okay, I feel like you are moving to a really great place in your career or your industry, because your final cards are the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Abundance, prosperity, loving what you do. So it could be that you're getting something started or ready to launch something and it feels a little bit clunky at first, and you may even miss a step that you have to return to. But when you do that, I feel like you'll get on top of things and everything just works out in your favor. There's a lot of accomplishment here is what I see. Some of you, of course, you know, this can represent vacancies, so you may be like looking online for opportunities, but I feel some of you may leave a position, or even if you're an entrepreneur and you run your company and there's people kind of like working with you there, it could be that someone gives in their notice and you have to advertise a new role. The new person who comes in, I would just double check their references, okay? I actually feel like they're great for the job, but there may be something, you know, a little bit amiss or off with their references or the resume, okay? So just watch out for that. I feel like you'll discover it. You're naturally the investigator of the zodiac, so I would say you'll hunt out anything that feels a little bit off there, but I feel, you know, it's the only thing letting this person down, that they may have been a little bit loose with the truth on their resume, is what I'm seeing. But I feel there's an alternative person coming on in where, you know, I feel like they tick all the boxes, okay? So I don't see that this person who has been a little bit loose with the truth on their resume is actually a negative employee. I just feel like they have... I'm being given the energy of like they try to fake it till they make it, okay? And I feel like you caught them out. That's what I'm seeing there. So yeah, but I feel a lot of you are reaching for a new life and a financial upgrade to be more financially independent. Some of you, because we do have the nest there, it could be real estate that you're thinking about going into, because of course that connects to the home space. And some of you could literally be working from home or launching a business from home, becoming an entrepreneur. If you're already doing that, I definitely see there's like some sort of structure that's necessary there. And I feel, you know, there's a lot of like administrative tasks that you're going to be doing. Eight of Wands is in the resistance position at first. So some of you may have felt that things have been the same for a while, or you've been stagnating on something. Could be an idea because of that Five of Swords there. Could be something that you shelved that you'll return to over the next coming weeks, but you will make progress on this. Eight of Wands is, you know, gathering momentum, celebrating some swift changes. Some of you may even be like tying up loose ends because you have a lot of ending energy in your reading for the next 6 weeks because you want to go on a vacation. So you could be like at capacity. Eight of Wands means you are busy. So if you were busy before, expect a little bit of extra work. Some of you, if you're in a certain industry, I'm not picking up on anything specific, but there may be some redundancies going on behind the scenes. And there could be like some delegation of the work rather than kind of like, you know, streamlining the work. I feel like it could fall to other people. So some of you may have some extra work on your desk. if you work with a desk, or it could be just like more stuff coming your way. I hate to give that message, but it is coming through, so I just want you to be aware of that. But it will filter out eventually, is what I see. What else am I getting there? I mean, the Eight of Wands is a card of success. So I feel the success that you're after, I feel like you will not be disappointed. You reach a milestone, and I feel I'm being shown right now like a winning strategy. Okay, this is very precise. Now, this is something that I did see myself, and I can't remember where, so that's not going to help you. But it's something I witnessed. I saw it. I think it was on TV, but I can't be 100%. Basically, I'm seeing it in the water right now, so obviously it's relevant. I'm seeing a very famous painting of chess players, and one person feels like they are losing the game. Okay, they're looking at the chessboard and they feel like, oh, you know what? It's over. It's just not good. Things are challenging. I've lost this game. And it's almost like the art historians always kind of give the story of this painting about the chess players, and they actually missed like a glaringly obvious thing in the painting. But this famous chess player in real life, they're a chess champion, noticed that actually the person who is in the painting, who looks like they're losing the game, actually has one more winning move. But nobody really saw that, because this chess genius actually witnessed the painting and was like, oh my gosh, they've got one more move. And the art historian is like, what? Well, there's one more move. This person has a winning move. It's checkmate as soon as they make that move. So actually, they may be bluffing that they're like going to lose, but actually they're going to win. Or it could be that they haven't noticed that they have a winning move and they feel it's over. So please apply it to your situation. Such a random thing to come in to the reading, but that's something that's coming out right now. And I feel a lot of you, this energy could be like, you may feel like it's over, or something has like finished, but actually you have a winning move. Okay. Or it could be that you're trying to apply for something and you feel like the deadline has passed, but actually it hasn't, or it's been extended. There's something like that coming through. So I feel like you have a chess move or a checkmate move coming in here for you. And it could be a winning strategy, or your next move is a winning strategy. I can't remember the name of the painting of the players, but it's something that's there. The image is gone now. I had to give you it because if I don't, the energy will stagnate. But the Eight of Wands is like instant progress. Good news, something you'll celebrate. This is a fast-paced, moving energy, which means, you're going to be needing to be organized in order to keep up with the pace. So things are about to head in a direction where you're going to be busy, but you're going to love it, because there's a lot of success, there's a lot of reward, and there's a lot of acknowledgement here. Some of you could literally win a promotion or an award, or like be recognized for some sort of success here. And the Knight of Cups, I feel this is an invitation to maybe even an award ceremony for some of you. This is so random. This is not going to resonate with everyone. I totally know that, but I'm being given this energy of like an invitation to like a group of people, or a group that is very influential. It's like you made the cut, or you made it. Okay, so that's coming through there strongly. For some of you, this could be that, there is some sort of team building exercise if you work for a company, or maybe there's a networking event that you're invited to that helps you expand your reach, helps you expand your knowledge. And basically you could be doing something behind the scenes. You're about to launch or, perhaps patent or trademark or copyright in some way, and it's just going to feel really fulfilling and bring in a lot of abundance. For some of you, it could be that you're working on some sort of passive income as well. It's like, you don't have to always be there. You can be traveling, because the Eight of Wands is to move. It can be that you want to be more nomadic in your industry. It may be that you don't want to have a base wherever it is you're working, and you want to work on the go, so you can actually, commit to having a life as well as working hard. So I feel things are going to be coming in quite quickly for you. You may have to make some quick decisions or act decisively on something. You're establishing your priorities at this time. You're committed to some sort of change. I mean, the fact that the flag is there, I just feel like you accomplish something in a very speedy time, or you do something quicker or better or first, you know, and you corner a market in some way, or you get recognized for being the best at what you do. So even if it is some sort of team building exercise or maybe some sort of work event or networking event, it just feels like you are being noticed for what you do. And there could be some new alliances or new opportunities coming in based on this event or this invitation, okay? Now, the Knight of Cups is in the resistance position at first, but it will go into the upright. So some of you may also be identifying something that hasn't been working for you, and you may actually decide to stop it. Okay, you may like shelve it for a moment, and a moment may be a couple of weeks or a month or something, or you may trial a different approach to it in order to see if it works better. But you could stop doing something because you feel like it's taking up a lot of your time and it's not really giving back in some way. You will revisit this at an alternative time, but with new knowledge. And actually, it's like you unlock something that you didn't see before. This could be a button, literally, or it could be a piece of information. I feel like you revisit it and you're like, oh, okay. It's like you find a missing piece or like gain some knowledge there. But the Knight of Cups indicates something that you will love, that is connected to you, following your heart and your passion. It will be offered to you, okay? Now we do have optical illusion, okay? It says here, not what it seems. We've already addressed that energy. Mirage, trap, okay? Some of you, because we have that Five of Swords there, especially if you're dealing with people who are micromanaging you or, you know, trying to single you out or set you up in some way, I feel like you avoid a trap or you avoid something that was not good for you. Because you're so diligent, you pay close attention to detail and body language, I feel like you're not about it. So, you know, I feel like you're protected and directed at this time. But it also says here, sleight of hand, projection, predictive programming as well there. So it could be that perhaps there is some information or guidelines that you are required to follow. I mean, legally you're going to do it, okay? But there could be something that you discover perhaps that legally helps you avoid something, or legally helps you to see things clearer or set something up in a more structured way. Because I was getting the snakes and ladders energy here, you know, it could be the pitfalls of career moves, for example, or launching something. So it could be that you avoid a pitfall, or like you don't misstep, for example, when you're trying to launch something. You're only going to the ladders because there's only ladders on this card. So I feel like you are doing something where you're climbing the ladder or you're reaching a higher position. Also, there's a tree there, which represents money, growth, financial expansion there. But it could be that, you know, you are seeing some sort of gap in the market, or you're seeing something that people would love and you are secretly doing it behind the scenes, or you're off grid protecting your energy to make sure that you can launch it. For some of you, you may also be questioned or audited, or maybe even something that is unclear. Definitely get everything in writing. But if something is unclear, you may have to explain yourself or give a person like a bite-sized idea of what it is, pitch something, or be a little bit more kind of like precise about the information. You may have to create a pack on how to do something, for example. I mean, some of you could also be like exposing, like a whistleblower, because I'm seeing a whistle in the water. So if you witness something going on behind the scenes, you know, with that sword of truth there and the scales, you're someone who does the right thing. You're someone who is honest and open, and you may actually like expose something for some of you. But more than anything, I feel a lot of you, I mean, this card literally says visual effect as well. So some of you could be working on visual effects or editing or something to do with film, or, you know, creating magic for the eyes. We do have the Six of Cups there and a Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is about being organized. Six of Cups, you may have to revisit something. you know, to really dissect it. But the Queen of Swords is basically someone who's a doer, someone who is organized, structured, productive, serious about goals, really disciplined. And I definitely see that you're tapping into that energy. Also, Queen of Swords, speaking the truth. So I feel like you're leading with integrity in every industry. Some of you, if you're launching, you know, a business or an entrepreneurship, I would definitely say, you know, make sure you get the advice from someone who is legally kind of qualified to do that, because there could be a misstep or something that you miss or you don't see, and you wouldn't want that to go against you or be something that's negative there. So yeah, I mean, Six of Cups basically indicates the universe is going to offer you something. It's a gift, something that you're really going to love that may benefit you and your family. But also the Six of Cups can indicate that some of you will return to a way of working or return to something that you love. Could even be an idea that you had a long time ago, and it can be that you want to revisit it. For some of you, it could be writing a book, or, you know, speaking your truth. It could be voice work. It could be something where you require to be like super organized or document everything. It could also be that you're telling your story for some of you with that Six of Cups. For some of you, it could be about your childhood there as well. So, I mean, I feel a lot of you are returning to a more kind of like healthy working environment. And it could be that you are being really disciplined with your own time so that you can free up and have balance. Because, of course, your next card is all about balance there as well. It says truth, justice, due process. That's what I was picking up on. There could be a process to what you need to do, and you're not going to like fast track anything and miss a step that could cause concern, okay? For some of you, if you feel there's a potential to do that, I would like enlist an advisor or someone who is legally qualified to help you with some sort of legal entity or contract, okay? We do have the law connected to this. I mean, whenever you get the equivalent of a justice card, this is about making some adjustments in your career in order to make sure things run smoothly, but also to keep things balanced and document everything, contracts, things like that. For some of you, there may even be like a presentation or an appraisal during this time where you will get a very fair appraisal, actually, and you'll be told about some sort of opportunity coming up for you that I feel it's offered, and it's your choice whether you would take it or not, but I feel it's very rewarding. You also have that Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups, of course, is the start of something, but the universe has aligned something for you to start. So this could be like a project that you're launching, for example, or perhaps you are migrating your business or trying something overseas, or just like trialing something that you've loved working on, for example. But also I feel this is about you following your heart. So there could be some new opportunities coming on in here. They are divinely guided. I feel like you're putting everything you've got into it, emotional care, diligence. You know, there is an opportunity with this card. And also it can indicate a lot of mental activity. So lots of new ideas, lots of inspiration, energy coming through there as well. And a proposal, you know, where you kind of like sign on the dotted line. We've also got the Ten of Cups. Now, this is all about prosperity, okay? This indicates that you are amplifying what you have already. You're building upon what you've got. And most importantly, this is about you feeling fulfilled, okay? So I feel like you hit your targets. A lot of you could be like the end of a business year, for example, and now you're just like correlating all the information, for example, receipts, tax time, perhaps for some of you, not all of you, of course. Could also be the end of year in your industry, and it can be that as you close out that, then people are available to have bonuses, for example. So it could be some bonus energy coming through there as well. I mean, we don't really have any pentacles come through here. Doesn't mean that you're not focused on your money. I just feel like you are more focused on making a difference in your industry, you know, being a success, accomplishing. And I say this is a time to promote yourself or really step into the limelight. You know, you'll be ready when you feel ready, of course, but I just want to see pentacles. We've got Three of Cups here, so something to celebrate. Definitely people watching you. Eight of Pentacles. You work hard for your money, okay? I do see that there is an increase. It may be small at first. I think I mentioned this, but there's more to come, okay? So I do see that there is an a tip of the scales where you just get a small increase, but then it will like amplify a little bit later on. But 3 cups, something to celebrate. For some of you, this could be 3 people working together or a team, you know, energy where things just run smoother. So if there's any office politics or there's someone who's been micromanaging you, I feel, you know, the energy is going to be nicer. Perhaps this person's away on a vacation or they're leaving. For some of you, I feel like they may leave. But at 3 cups, yeah, definitely an energy here of something coming on in. And 8 of Pentacles, I do feel there is a repetitive energy about whatever it is that you do. 8 of Pentacles can be like a routine, structure. It works really well for you right now because it means that you are a pro at what you do. Whenever you get an 8 of Pentacles, it means the most important thing to you is like mastering your craft or honing your skills, enjoying your employment, whatever it is that you do. I mean, 8 is the number of the self. So a lot of you could be working for yourself or you're trying to launch a business where you work for yourself. I mean, you've got double 8 here. Well, triple 8 actually. Triple 8 actually is the number of amplifying wealth. Okay, I want you to be aware of that. You got 8 of Wands, 8. Okay, and actually it's a Scorpio card there as well. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. So triple 8. This is a great number when it comes to wealth. So you may actually see lots of numerical synchronicity. I do feel that you're on a trajectory to increase. But most importantly, I feel this is about you safeguarding what you have already, working really hard, and, you know, it's like your craftsmanship, okay? Having a product or a service or a gift that stands out because you give so much of yourself to your industry. And I feel there are rewards coming as well there. A lot of you with that 8 of Pentacles as well, you may decide to learn new skills or upskill or hone what you have already, because that can indicate there's an opportunity to reinvest in self and develop. So I see a lot of you in a developing stage, but getting ready to launch something. Labor, yep, you work hard. And then rebel, trailblazing. My guide said to go one more, so I will. And offering, yep, so something new is coming in. Some of you may even like have a little money altar or some sort of financial ritual that you do that will benefit you as well. But we've got labor, so yeah, you're going to work hard for whatever it is that you're accomplishing right now, but there is satisfaction in that. It says here, a new job of some kind is coming your way, or you may be going back to work if you've been out of work. So definitely came up in this reading. A career in construction, maintenance, or any kind of labor work could be for you. So that could be an industry that some of you are thinking about. But most importantly, I feel this could be that things are coming together, or you're maintaining and sustaining your craft. And, you know, it's business as usual, but some of you may be looking at problem solving or like doing some repair work when it comes to certain things in your industry. I also get this energy here. It says, well, literally, you're diligent and you're disciplined. It says here, your dependable and loyal nature will be rewarded soon. Keep at it. So yeah, this is you going from strength to strength in your industry. And also it's you having all the tools necessary to, you know, really create something. The laborer like takes all the different components and nails them together. That's what they're doing, hammer and nail. So it's everything has a piece or a part, a component. I'm actually seeing a pie chart right now. So it can be that, you know, you are portioning your time to certain things because you're building something and you're going to amplify. We've got the rebel. So this is a trailblazer energy. As I said, you're cornering a market or doing something. It says here, you're a trailblazer meant to see things differently and set a new path for others. Your rebellious spirit makes you a great system buster to teach others a better way. An old belief about money could be preventing you from getting ahead. So some of you removing money blocks, definitely. But what I see here more than anything, you're cornering a market, or you see a niche or something that perhaps other people haven't seen. And also, for some of you, you know, that's the newspaper that that person is reading. Actually, I should have written it down. Did I write it down? No, I didn't. You know, before I came to your reading, before I even did like a little meditation for your reading, because I do a 10-minute meditation, I actually saw a magazine. Okay, so some of you could be working in a magazine industry, periodicals. That's what I was given there as well. Could also be that you're documented or featured. Perhaps your product or service is featured in a newspaper. But also, I wish I'd written it down, but I didn't. But anyway, this energy could also be that, yes, there are some challenging things going on right now economically in the world. And also, we're being bombarded with news about it. So it can amplify anxiety, pressure. But I do see that things will balance out. And I do see that things will come to an even keel. And yeah, I want you to be aware of that, okay? And finally, we've got offering. So this is something being offered to you. A lot of you, there's a new project, new client, new opportunity, or new way of working that benefits you, maybe even new money and a bonus there as well. It says the universe will meet all your needs. Consider having a money altar and call upon your spirit guides and angels to assist you during this time. Okay, so I would say that there is more coming on in. You're attracting more, but right now I feel like you're in a process of maintaining, sustaining. And just go and get a trinket. Okay, we have, isn't this interesting? So we have a dinosaur, which can represent old, outdated, archaic practices, and we got a dragon. Okay, so this can indicate that you're challenging a status quo, literally, like the energy says. Could be that you are kind of like finding new ways. You're a force to be reckoned with there. Some of you may be leaving a place that you feel stuck in, that you feel like there's no progress in. If you think about, the dinosaur, especially the diplodocus there, and then the dragon, okay? The dragon's got wings, so it can be that you may have been feeling that something has been a really slow process, but suddenly it takes wings and it flies. It's like it's lifting off, okay? And you have the passion to make it happen. So I definitely see here that, you're leading with passion and you're elevating, and I will leave it there, okay? So I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Scorpio. Thank you so much, and love and light.